My 33F, husband, 38M, isn't the same man I married. Advice? One of the main things that made me sure I want to marry my husband was seeing how good of a dad he was to his daughter and how civil and respectful he and his ex-wife are. It also helped that his daughter was accepting and welcoming to me and that her mother is low conflict and friendly. Literally doesn't care as long as SD is happy and safe. I truly love my husband and SD and thought I finally had the family I'd dreamed of as a foster kid. Then we found out I was pregnant, and this man slowly started to check out. He's a completely different person. He stopped helping around the house. He started staying late at work, and I mean late. He stopped being caring and attentive. He just nods when I speak or complain. And it's not just me. SD, who used to be his favorite person, is getting slacked on too. He stopped going to her activities, stopped taking interests in her school and friends and in her life. He is 50-50 with his ex-wife, but SD stopped sleeping in the house because she can't stand his silence and always cries in her room when he barely acknowledges her. The only reason she still comes by is to check on me and make sure I'm okay and brings me snacks and small gifts for her brother. She was the one who took over building the crib because she saw me struggling and her father was out of the house like always. Yes, the 16-year-old has more heart for her stepmom than a fully grown man for his wife carrying his son. I tried talking to him. SD tries talking to him. Her mother tried talking to him and has threatened him with filing for full custody if he keeps his shit up and has been getting in one-sided arguments with him because he's just been blank. A person doesn't shut down like that for no good reason, but I can't find a good fucking reason for him. Everything was good. We were happy. We both work. We're financially stable. The baby was wanted by both of us, or so he said. What the actual fuck do I do now? Do I stick it out? Force him into the therapy? I can't even force him to acknowledge my needs in this pregnancy. I don't want my child to be anything but loved and wanted, but I also wanted him to have a full family, something I never had growing up. OP, are you sure this baby was planned and wanted by you both right now? Get him to see a shrink, and also make sure he signs off on your access to his records. Does he have any female friends at work has talked about, but stopped talking about recently? Any new people hired at work in his vicinity? My guess would be either a mental disorder or cheating. Some cheaters abandon, ignore and neglect their entire family and kids during an active cheating period. Why and when did he separate from his ex-wife? Is there a possibility he also checked out when SD was born? Some people enjoy the idea of a family, but when it becomes real they can't handle the emotional labor and daily effort attached to it. You have to start with therapy, but I'd also be looking for signs of an affair or a substance habit. More than likely, this is about the coming baby. You might want to consider giving someone power of attorney before the birth. Just in case decisions about your health need to be made if you don't feel comfortable with him making them. Something's going on in his head. Maybe stress, maybe fear about becoming a dad again. Maybe he feels trapped or overwhelmed and doesn't know how to handle it. Set boundaries. Let him know directly. I need a partner in this. If you won't come to therapy or talk this through, then I have to make choices without you. Ask him what's wrong and that you'll talk through it. If I were you, I'd give him a chance with therapy or counseling as like a last shot. But if he refuses or keeps blanking everyone, then I'd start thinking about whether staying is even worth the constant pain. Because you and your baby deserve more. If he was pulling away from just you, then it would be a relationship issue, but his daughter as well suggests he's having an internal crisis. It could be depression has manifested, perhaps triggered by the coming baby and the extra responsibilities. An outside intervention is needed as he isn't communicating. Couples and/or individual therapy would help. I, 30F, feel trapped in my relationship with my husband, 28M, and I don't know what to do. My husband cheated on me after 4 years of being together while I was pregnant with our second child. I didn't find out until after the child was born. I was extremely upset when I found out, but I didn't leave because we have kids together, and I have been a stay-at-home mom since our first was born, so I don't have any money set aside. I also don't really have anywhere I could go, and I'm scared if I leave, he will find a way to take the kids with him. We have now been married 7 years, and I'm really struggling to even go through the motions. He is starting to act the way he did right before he cheated on me. Very argumentative and hurtful. And any time I bring up a concern I have about the relationship, he turns it around on me, and has also regularly said I'm mentally ill or that I need help. I have a hard time telling if I am being gaslit or if he's right, but I have been seeing a psychiatrist and a therapist who both believe I am mentally sound. As far as how he is with our kids, he pretty much avoids spending time with them as often as he can these days. He stays late at work, so he doesn't have to do bedtime, so I am with the kids from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. He also does nothing romantic, and gets mad at me if I don't have sex with him when he wants to. He doesn't force me to do it, but he does guilt trip me. He also has a habit of not being able to hold off arguing with me until the kids are asleep, or at least out of earshot of them, and it really bothers me. He will even yell at me when they've just been put down to bed. I don't think it is something our children should have to see or hear. Also, if I gently bring anything up when the kids are around, he will say things like, "I'm sorry, Mommy," insert insult here. When we argue, I sometimes need a moment to step away because I am overwhelmed and I need to calm down, but when I bring this up, he follows me and continues arguing. When he isn't feeling good or is tired, I always try to be nice and let him sleep or give him a break, but if I'm tired or sick, I still have to do everything. He also doesn't do his fair share of the housework, but gets mad at me and says all I do is sit around all day if it's not perfectly done. He never says anything good if I do keep things really clean. And when things are a little more messy than usual, he says I never do anything. I've never cheated on anyone, and I never would. But these days I will have dreams about people who don't exist treating me how I think I deserve to be treated, and then when I wake up I wish I was still asleep. I really don't know what to do. If it weren't for our 2 kids together, I would easily just leave him. But not only do we have kids, I haven't had a job in years, and I don't know how I could get out and still get to be with my kids. I'm especially scared because I grew up in a similar situation where I wanted to be with my mom, but was forced to live with my dad, and I went through years of abuse before I finally got away. And given his track record, I am scared he is going to treat our kids the way he does me. And I can tell they don't want to be away from me because they're always clinging to me and saying how much they love me, but recently they seem like they're scared to even ask him a question. I guess what I'm asking here is there any way for me to get out of this situation? With no money and no help from family or friends, I am overwhelmed trying to figure out what to do. I just want my kids to live a good life where they aren't constantly witnessing very heated arguments and a dad who treats their mom badly right in front of them. I'm scared it will model for them how they'll think they should be treated. But I have researched, and I am at a loss for how to escape the situation with no money, no help, and him hovering over me and looking through my phone and being suspicious of everything I do. I feel trapped. I use a separate browser whenever I need to research and clear my history. But he has my phone password and my location on his phone, and he will regularly jokingly go into my phone, so if I change the password he flips out and takes my phone away and says he's going to reset everything on it unless I give him the password. I just don't see a solution here. I'm sorry for the long post. I hope it's easy to read. You have spent too many years in misery with this abusive man. Contact a local domestic violence shelter for help getting out with your kids and getting on your feet. Good luck. Guilt tripping you into sex is sex by coercion. This is still sex by force. Call a domestic violence hotline where you live. They will help you get out safely. Please be very careful though, and delete any calls from your call log and delete your browser history. You can leave with your kids while he's at work. You can turn your location off when you leave, but get help from the hotline first. Don't do anything without talking to them first. They will have resources for you. I know it feels like many doors are shut right now, but once you leave him, many will open too. I see you getting a divorce, either sharing or getting full custody, getting monthly alimony, getting your own job, and being open to love in the future with a man who will actually show up as a partner. This is a shitty situation, but leaving will be the start to a future where you can breathe freely. Also, being guilt-tripped into sex isn't consent, still rape. And yes, even if you're married, it doesn't mean he's entitled to your body. He cheated. He is abusive. Why are you even considering staying? Contact a DV shelter in your area. Do it now. You shouldn't keep living like this. The solution is planning slowly to move out and try not to let you go into arguments. Why be mad at him if you're going to break up with him? I think the first thing which needs to happen is meeting up with a divorce lawyer. Then you know what money you are working with and what you can do to make the divorce better. Also get a job or try to make extra money. It sounds like your kids might be older or in school. He's abusing you. Find a women's shelter. They'll help you with shelter, getting signed up for government assistance, food stamps, and getting on waitlist list for low-income housing. When safe and away from him, start the divorce process. Document any violence via video. He'll likely have to pay for your lawyer as well if you can't come to agreement. Get child support. Get a job and your child. Stop being made to feel guilty for saying no to sex. You don't know if he's cheating and using protection. Husband 38M seems to resent my 34F existence. Newlywed here, my now husband and I got married in August after 5 mostly happy years together. Ever since then he seems completely fed up with me. We had a very modest wedding, and I footed the bill, although he was the one who initially wanted to get married. Lately I feel like if I breathe wrong around him, he's mad at me. Physical touch and general interest in and tolerance for me have whittled away. He walks away when I'm talking to him, doesn't really initiate dates, huffs and puffs if I dare even ask him for help with anything, which I hardly ever do. I manage our household almost single-handedly, and increasingly more so now that the hostility is a factor. I, on the other hand, am absolutely gutted over this, and if I press him for what's wrong, he says basically I'm making up issues. He doesn't ever get a chance to relax. He spends hours a day gaming and doing solo hobbies while I do chores and things that benefit us both. I don't let him do the things he wants to do. I've literally never stopped him from doing anything. Quite the opposite. I try to encourage him. I'm at a loss here. How would you approach this situation? Is there something I'm missing that I can do to make this better? I feel the rift growing every day, and I'm heartbroken. He has you right where he wants you, doing everything, too afraid to ask for help, walking on eggshells. It doesn't really matter why. This is the way it is. So the question becomes, if this is going to be your life for the next 10, 20, 50 years, would you wish you would have left now? Fuck how it looks. Fuck the sunk cost fallacy. Is this how you want your life? Is this what you deserve? You pad for the whole wedding, and he spends hours a day gaming. Honey, you deserve better than this man-child. When my ex-husband was acting like he hated me for years on end, I told him I was going to set him free since he was so unhappy. The idea of separating also made him unhappy, faced with tears of joy. It was better that he live alone being angry than making me and the kids tolerate his nastiness. I'm so sorry. This is supposed to be the happiest time. Annulments, depending on state, can happen within 90 days to 6 months. Perhaps look it up for your state and decide whether to suggest to him that you should leave. Maybe it'll be enough for him to realize there's a serious issue here. If he doesn't seem to take that into consideration, maybe you should go ahead and apply for it. You've tried communicating, but he shuts you down. Does he act the same in front of your friends or family? If he does, maybe they could help try talking to him and point it out. I wonder if this behavior might stem from guilt for not helping. He not only represses the guilt, but also inverts and projects it onto you. Since he can't admit his responsibility for being a lazy and self-centered sack of dollar hit who doesn't deserve respect, you become the embodiment of persecution. Another prospect is that he pretended to be something he isn't in order to line up AF at CK Made. Now, he feels entitled to doormat you. Still, a third and very painful possibility is that he doesn't understand himself at all, and marriage brought home a reality he doesn't want to accept. In all 3 scenarios, I feel really bad for you. It's horrible. Even though you just married, extricate yourself as quickly as possible to save your soul from his internal ugliness and immaturity. Leave. Get a legal separation, and wait for his love bombing. Then get a divorce. He's not who you thought he was, and will break your heart for years. He's the dog who caught the car. Find a man who actually loves you and wants you happy. Edit, been there, done that, been happily married over 30 years to a real, good and loving man. He will never accept you. Everything you do will not be enough. Do you love me to put up with this abuse? Do you love me to prove it? It will never stop. Run. You're better than him, and he will drag you down to his abusive level. He's hostile because he hates himself and anyone who would love him. You can't fix that shit. My girlfriend, 25F, is mad at me, 25M, for no longer wanting to go clubbing while in a relationship. So me, 25M, and my girlfriend, 25F, have been together for over a year and a half now, and we used to love to go to clubs when we were single, and up until the last few times we went recently, I've felt more and more that the club isn't a place I should be while in a relationship, since most people that go are usually there to hook up and be promiscuous. Now I'm having this discussion with my girlfriend because she's upset that I don't want to go anymore, and I'd rather her just go with her friends since they love to dance. So how do I get her to stop being upset at me for no longer wanting to go? Before I get downvoted into oblivion too, I'm not stopping her from going, and I'm actually encouraging it. If you were single right now, would you go to the club? Or is this more of you just have outgrown the club scene? Does she want to go like every weekend? I think most people would agree with you the clubbing is more of a single-person activity, and now that you're in a relationship you don't feel comfortable. That's fair. I also don't think it's an issue that you're encouraging her to go with her friends, or that she wants you to come with her. Compromise. That you guys find a place you both like, etc., and go there once a month for date night. She can have her club time and dance with you. But you're also not spending all your time in clubs. I've felt more and more that the club isn't a place I should be while in a relationship, since most people that go are usually there to hook up and be promiscuous. I don't understand. If you're going to the club with the person you're in a relationship, why is it a problem being there? Before I get downvoted into oblivion too, I'm not stopping her from going, and I'm actually encouraging it. But she wants to go with you, not with her friends like she's a single woman. Plenty of people go to bars and clubs just to socialize. It's good that you are cool with her going, but it is pretty weird that she wants you both to go together, and your reasoning is you don't see the point if you aren't actively trying to pick up women. I get not wanting to go as much, but if it's something she wants you to do together, doesn't seem like it would be a huge sacrifice on your part. I've been with my fiancé for over 5 years now, and we have 2 kids. You get to the point in the relationship where you don't want to do everything together. I love going out by myself, and my partner does too. You don't have to be attached to the hip 24/7. It's crazy people even mentioning chaperoning a 25-year-old woman. WTF? It just doesn't sound like you're compatible anymore. It really isn't. It's fine if couples want to dance and drink together, but too many variables that can ruin a relationship if only one person goes. My man, you should be happy about this, that's all I'll say.